Hi everyone, let's take another here, and my hello puppy. And apparently I have a little furry guest right behind me. As you know, I am quite different from most YouTubers here, but I wanted to do a movie review on a movie I just watched, Dracula Untold. Now, Dracula, this is a bear by the way, it's a berry, don't worry, not poisonous. What was it? Dracula Untold is something that I like very much. Much better than the previous Dracula movie I've watched recently, which is Dracula the Dark Prince. I gotta say, Dracula the Dark Prince is complete and utter shit compared to Dracula Untold. Dracula Untold kinda takes from the history books of Vlad the Impaler somewhat, but still retaining the old vampire story myth from Bram Stoker, but not quite like Bram Stoker's Dracula from 1992. No, it's a good combination of real history, Transylvanian history, of Vlad the Impaler against the Turks, and Bram Stoker's Dracula. I mean, yes, there are the classic vampire movie trio. There's the hot vampire, there's the romance, there's the violence, there's the dialogue, and fighting against the thirst of drinking blood while still trying to be strong for your loved one. Like a certain movie that is less than savory, even if it is a vampire movie. Talking to you, Twilight. And, well, I must say, and this is spoilers to those who haven't seen it yet. If you have, bravo. But Dracula Untold, I would give it, on a scale of 1 to 10, it's a solid 9. I'm one of those suckers that loves a good romantic movie. Dracula Untold plays on the emotions like some very good movies should. Instead of just action, CGI, hot shit, more action, love triangle, all that jazz. No, I hate that sort of thing. But with Dracula Untold, you get a boy. Again, spoilers. You get a prince that has been kidnapped in his boyhood and stayed for 10 years in the Turk army to fight for them, killing thousands of innocents. Now he is back for 10 years, and he is now the prince of Transylvania. But the Turks have come back, and the Turks think all the deaths from their scads is from blood, putting up resistance, when actuality it is a vampire that killed them. With a new twist. The Sultan, who, again, spoilers, is the old comrade of Vlad the Impaler, who is now the Sultan, and is requiring 1,000 children, Transylvanian children, to fight for his army. One of which is Vlad's son. Vlad is not too happy about this, and he fights off against the Turks, pissing them off basically, and starting a war. But on that night, Vlad had taken things into his own hands, went back to the vampire and made a deal. If he can resist his thirst for human blood for 3 days, he will return into a man, a mortal man. But with all this war, and at the very last second, his wife, decides that he should take her own blood as she is dying from a Turk attack, just so that he can save their son. And with their dying breath, he drinks her blood, becomes a full vampire, and goes to save his son. The Sultan had other plans though. The Sultan, he set a trap for now Dracula, who is no longer blood, but Dracula, since he went into a full vampire. Sorry, those berries have a lot of potassium and kind of dry out the throat. Good lips there, no? Distractions, sorry. Okay, Sultan, Dracula. Yes. Dracula defeats the Sultan and saves his son. But his own army of warrior vampires turn against him, trying to get rid of his son. But a priest from a monastery steps in and backs them off. Dracula decides to send his son with the priest, and the priest walks away. But his son is still screaming out for his father. At the very last moments, Vlad opened up the darkness covered in clouds to shield him from the daylight and his army, and he burnt them all to a crisp. Very theatrical, very emotional. His son turns out to be the next ruler of Transylvania, as a prince should be. But in the very end, it reveals that the servant, that tried to be a servant, had came back for Vlad, giving him his blood, restoring him, and it works yet again. Now if that's not a good vampire movie, I don't know what is. I love it. It's action-packed, like in Blade. It has sort of a love thing going on, like in Bram Stoker's Dracula, which I love. Keanu Reeves. Sorry. I have a thing for Keanu Reeves. But it also has the history of it, pretty much accurate. And the reasoning, it's not like Dracula 2000 where it explains it all. But it is a very good movie. I give it a 9 out of 10. This is Bloodsucking Lovers signing off. Blessed be. And bye.